My viewers, welcome back to the channel. My video title, you know what this video is about. We're going with the top 10 NFL coaches entering 2024. Not all time greats, you know, but just top 10 entering in 2024. The coaches who I feel like done a good job last season. And, you know, basically the last few seasons, like they're doing a good job like that and just keeping their team afloat, keeping their team competitive, and just being some of the best coaches. So we're gonna start off first with the runner-ups. At number 13, I have two tied. You know, I have Coach Kevin O'Connell, Coach Shane, and his last name Steichen. Yeah, I got it right there, Steichen, you know, from the Colts. Those guys right there are some pretty good coaches. Kevin O'Connell, his first year with the Vikings, did pretty good. Got to the playoffs, they fell short, of course, against the Giants that one year. Last season, he had a lot of injuries. In his second season as the head coach, a lot of injuries going on. Kirk Cousins was in and out. He had Josh Dobbs in his quarterback. He had all type of guys in his quarterback, kind of like bouncing around, trying to see exactly where to go. They had a chance to push for the playoffs. They missed the playoffs, though, in the end. But I think overall, with his offense they have this year, they're going to be a nice little solid piece. I think he's a good coach. He's going to work himself into the top 10 if he can find his way to get his team to the playoffs again, and also, you know, win a playoff game and then start building some things up. Also, Shane Steichen, the Colts coach, did a good job. You know, they fell short, missing the playoffs in their last game they played against the Texans. It was Texans and Colts, big time game. Gardner Minshew threw the ball to the running back. Now he said the ball was thrown a little further out, but he had an opportunity to get the ball and the catch right there to keep the game going, to keep them alive and stuff. Of course, they fell short, but overall, I think he did a good job in getting that team there. I think the Colts are going to be in a position to make the playoffs at the beginning of the season. Now he'll get his quarterback back, you know, Anthony Richardson back. We're going to see exactly how they look. They should look pretty good. Nice defense, you know, nice offense as well. Got some pieces there, so I got those coaches tied at number 13. At number 12, I have Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles, a good defensive-minded coach, did a good job with the Buccaneers. You know, the year before last, you know, the year when he was the head coach, they had Tom Brady there. They went 8-9, made the playoffs, but they got blown out by the Cowboys in that first round. But this past season, he did a phenomenal job with the Buccaneers. You know, Baker Mayfield has been pretty good. You know, he finally found a home there. They paid him some big-time money, and he did a good job in getting his team to the playoffs and winning a playoff game as well. So we're going to see exactly how they look this year. They have some nice pieces on defense and on offense as well. They brought back their safety and stuff. But Todd Bowles, he does a good job defensively and like being a good leader for them like that. He might not be the most charismatic head coach you see here, like his expressions and the way he talks and stuff, a little more subtle, but he does a good job. He did a good job with the team. I think the Buccaneers going to be a team that's very competitive for the next few years. Now moving on to 11, another runner-up is Sean McDermott. Sean McDermott didn't make the top 10 this year. I remember last year I had him in the top 10. He made the top 10 this year. I feel like because he has Josh Allen. You know, he has Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, all these pieces. Remember, they had Von Miller, they had all these guys. They went out there and put everything on the line the past 2 seasons, and it just came up short. They lost to the Chiefs once, and they lost to the Chiefs again. They lost to the Bengals once, one time in the second round. They lost to the Chiefs last season in the second round again like that. Another loss to the Chiefs, so it just can't get over that hump. And plus, having a lot more. I feel like he had a lot more than some of the other coaches have on their roster, and haven't been able to get the job done. You have Josh Allen, who's a top 5 quarterback in his league. You have Stephon Diggs, who's a top 5 receiver in his league. You have Von Miller. I know he's a little older, but until he did the Rams, he played good with the Rams. So, you know, got to the Bills, haven't really been playing the same with the Bills. And you have Gabe Davis. You have all these pieces. You just can't find a way to get over the hump. So I feel like Sean McDermott's a good coach still. Of course, I'm at number 11. Good coach, but I feel like he just got to find a way to get over that threshold, get over that hump, and actually, you know, get back to the AFC title game. Because he got there before. That was a few years back. He got there before, but just had to find a way to get back there. But I feel like he did less with more like that. So we're gonna see if he can switch that around. Moving on to the top 10 list, which happens right here. And I'm gonna start off with number 10. Number 10, we have, of course, Coach Mike McDaniels. Now, McDaniels has done a good job with the Dolphins. Offensive gear, he has led them to the playoffs the first 2 seasons here. Of course, they got out the first round back-to-back years. In the first year he was here, they had Skylar Thompson playing quarterback for them. You know, Tua Tagovailoa been injured. He was banged up that year. And then also you see, of course, the next following season, they had Tua there, but then they were playing the cold against the Chiefs. They just couldn't find a way to muster it out, couldn't find a way to just go out there and win. So they went out there and fell a little short. But overall, as a coach, he does a good job with the team. You know, the team loves him. Back-to-back winning records as a head coach as well. So I feel like he's building on a little bit, building on. The next step is probably try to win the division. Last year they had a chance. It came down to the wire. They were playing against the Bills, their last game of the season, to win the division. They fell short. So we're going to see if they can find a way to do it this year. But I think Coach McDaniels does a good job. You know, he's a little unorthodox in his approach and his style and stuff, of course. A little strange and like that. He's a little weird, a good weird, you know, a little weird like that. But overall, I think the way he resonates with his players and leads his players down the right path, and the way he can pick guys in the right position. You see Tua's stats has increased. You see Tyreek Hill have some of the best years of his career here. Jalen Waddle and all these different guys who come here who perform well offensively. So they have a lot of pieces on offense this season. They added, of course, Jonnu Smith, another speedster, the speedster tight end who had like I think 400 or 500 yards last year with the Falcons. Then they added, of course, Odell Beckham Jr. to the mix as well as a third guy. So we're going to see a different look Dolphins this year. But Coach McDaniels is a good coach. That's why I got him at number 10. Let's move on to number 9. Number 9, we have Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski, of course, the 2-time Coach of the Year. A nice coach, solid coach and stuff. The reason I don't have a higher on the list because I feel like some of the guys I like their leadership a little better. And I know he's a good coach and stuff like that. You know, his team is spectacular. You know, the Browns built up that team well with all those #1 draft picks they had from all those losing seasons they had throughout time and time. But you know, now they finally got to a standing point. The past few years, they've been like a winning team, winning franchise, winning games and stuff, and getting to the playoffs and stuff. So Kevin Stefanski does a good job with his team. You know, hopefully get all his players back, like Nick Chubb. He get back, of course. Some guys on the O-line and stuff as well, you know, the defense as well. Deshaun Watson, the quarterback, you know, hopefully he starts shining and going out there and playing good and stuff. But Kevin Stefanski, I think he's done a nice job with the Browns. Nice job. You know, last year, you know, he had a lot of different quarterbacks. He had P.J. Walker. It was P.J. Walker, Deshaun Watson. It was somebody else he had. Joe Flacco, of course. It was somebody else too that they had. Oh, DTR, the rookie. So they had a lot of different quarterbacks that still found a way to get to the playoffs, and get there and have a winning record and stuff, and finish on second in the division. Yeah, so I did a pretty good job. So Kevin Stefanski, I have my number 9 on my list. Moving on next to number 10 on the list. DeMeco Ryans. DeMeco Ryans did a good job. I like DeMeco Ryans' style and attitude. His first year here, I knew the Texans was going to be this good of a team. I knew they'll win some games, like maybe like 6 or 7 games, because I know DeMeco Ryans what he like about and stuff. But to see the Texans go out there and make the playoffs, because they start off a little shaky. I remember that game when they played against us. I was actually there in person, in the front row. We got blown out by the Texans. Got jacked up. That was kind of the game. They kind of like, I think around week 4, week 5, they started like shooting up and skyrocketing, and they've been playing some good football. You can see their Stroud, what he played. Now I'm adding Stephon Diggs to the team, adding Daniel Hunter to the team as well, adding Joe Mixon to the team as well. When you already have Damian Pierce, when you already have Tank Dale and Nico Collins and these guys, they're gonna be a nice squad and stuff. DeMeco Ryans did a good job because he's one of those coaches who are he's of course a defensive genius. Of course, he played for the Texans as well. You know, he's the All-Pro with the Texans, multi-time Pro Bowl with the Texans. A pretty good player, pretty good linebacker. But I'm having him out there, the way he plays, the charisma he has, the energy he has. He goes out there and then you just get those guys pumped up a little bit too. So the way he go out there and coaches those guys around him, they like feed off his energies and stuff. He's like one of those player coaches, one of those guys who feel like he just won the team. You know, some coaches always feel like a little stuck up. Some coaches might not have too much personality to show. He shows a lot of personality, a lot of very emotional and stuff. Show his emotion and stuff to his players out there because he's been on the field before, so he can resonate more with him. Like, oh, he played before at this league at a high level as well, so we can resonate with him more, like about the things he go out there and do. Kind of like Coach Campbell as well, who is my number 7 on this list. Coach Campbell, but DeMeco Ryans, nice coach. I have him at number 8. Right there, I have Coach Campbell, of course, like I just mentioned, in number 7. Very similar, but going out there and being passionate. When you're passionate with your team, you go out there and lead them. We've seen every year, the Lions, in their first year, started off a little bad with Ben Campbell, building it up, got a little better. And then you see that one year when they went 9-8, they missed the playoffs. They went 9-8, had a winning record for the first time. And then last season, they went out there, won a division, and they went to the NFC Championship and fell just a little short from the Super Bowl. But Coach Campbell, the way he goes out there and just the passion he has for the game of football, passion he has for his team, the pride he has in his team as well, like that, to go out there and put everything he got, all the emotion, all the heart into his team, it just makes it make me want to play for him like that. If I was a player, there's a few coaches I'd like to play for. Of course, Coach Tomlin, DeMeco Ryans, Dan Campbell as well, like that. Those coaches right there, I feel like those guys, Andy Reid as well. Those guys are guys who just like, I feel like their passion will like come like put upon you. They just normal guys. They don't try to go out there and be something they're not. They give you everything you need, and they put you in the right positions to succeed as well. And they also just pump you up and get you ready like to run through a wall for them like that. So Coach Campbell is a nice coach. I think he's gonna move himself up to the top 5 after this season. I feel like the Lions are definitely going to be a team that's probably in the Super Bowl or competing back in the NFC Championship game again. I had the Lions actually winning the division again. They actually have the best record in the NFC because I've seen their schedule. Their schedule is pretty. Of course, it's football. Every game, of course, is difficult in the NFL, of course. But I seen their schedule. Like I did that video. It was a while ago. I did that video. I think like after the Super Bowl. I think like around like maybe March or something like that. I did that video like very early predictions for the division and stuff. I had the Lions and 49ers being kind of like top teams in their conference and stuff, kind of like this past season as well. So we should see another rematch. And I think this time might be different though, but we got to see what happens. Everybody stay healthy. But I have Coach Campbell at number 7 as a top 10 coach entering 2024. And number 6, I have of course Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur is a good coach. You know, last year people thought it was going to be a bad year for him. Remember the year before last, he had a losing record for Aaron Rodgers. It was 8-9 and stuff. But this year, this past year, he had a winning record like that. Kind of switched it over. When I had the Packers going 10-7 coming into the year. They finished 9-8. Jordan Love played phenomenal, over 30+ touchdown passes. His first year being a full-time starter, and then also he did in the playoffs was amazing. You know, that whole team that he did in the playoffs and it just destroyed and dominated the Cowboys was amazing. So then we see them go to the 49ers house. You know, they fell a little short, of course, but they have a lot of young guys on the roster. Like they say, like the oldest person I think might be the oldest person on their roster. On their offensive side might be. It might be Josh Jacobs, I think, at 27 years old. I think it might be him, unless it's somebody else like that. I could be mistaken. But they have a lot of young guys. The receivers, you know, all those guys, the Romeo Dobbs, the Christian Watson, those guys are very young and very talented guys, very hungry guys as well. Jordan Love, we see, remember at first, people thought the draft pick was kind of bad. Like, oh, they took Jordan Love, should have got another receiver for Rodgers. But now the Packers looking at it like, hey, we went out there and got a guy. We couldn't trust Rodgers. You know, Rodgers is doing all type of things. And now Matt LaFleur got a guy who can be paired with for the next maybe 10, 15+ years and stuff in Green Bay. So we're going to see the Packers go out there and have a good year. And I think Matt LaFleur is the top 6 coach in this league, top 10 coach, of course, but top 6 in this league like that. I was going to put him a little higher on the list, but I have a number 6. Like 6 is a good spot for him because it's his first year without Rodgers. He did a pretty good job, so we're going to see what else he does. Moving on next to number, which would not be number 5, really. Kind of avoid number 5, like I have a tie. I have a tie at number 4. The tie at number 4 is Sean McVay and Coach Tomlin. They're very similar in aspects of what they do. They do more with less. You know, people thought that the Rams were going to be a team just thrown out in the water. I think because they traded all their draft picks for that Super Bowl, they won and stuff. And then we seen them go out there. Kobe Turner, they get Puka Nacua, they add these guys to the team. Like, hold on, they had these guys right here. These guys do pretty good. You know, Williams, that running back they had, did a pretty good job too as well. So they added these guys to the team. You're like, hold on, they added these pieces right there and they developed them well. So they did a good job developing those guys. Same with Coach Tomlin. Coach Tomlin and the Steelers can develop those receivers. Receivers every time, you know, they find a different guy. George Pickens, you look at Deontay Johnsons, you look at the Antonio Brown, the Martavis Bryants, the Marcus Whedons, the Judas Smith-Schusters. They have developed a lot of different guys throughout history. So it's always cool to see what the Steelers do, and with pass rushers too. Pass rushers, linebackers, they can just find a way to develop those guys. And Coach Tomlin has always been always kept this team very competitive, no matter who was the quarterback. Last year with Mr. Trubisky, with Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, all these different guys, still found the way to get them to the playoffs, to win 10+ games in the toughest division, because everybody in our division had a winning record. Still find a way to get them there, and still find a way to keep them very competitive and stuff. So Sean McVay remember his Rams. We thought the Rams was cast it off. They found a way to win 10 games as well and get to the playoffs as well too. And they're gonna build upon that for the following seasons and stuff. So both of these coaches are very similar. Of course, Coach Tomlin is more in the aspect of leadership, and Sean McVay more in the aspect, of course, being like a play caller and stuff like that, more guru type coach. But both of these coaches they do a lot with less things. Like they can have a lot of injuries that happen. It could be things that happen when they might have a depleted roster or something like that. Might not have the best guys in the position, but they find a way to win. They find a way to get their team in the playoffs. They find a way to keep the team competitive and stuff, and they just find a way to make it happen. So I have both of those guys tied at number 4. At number 3, I have Coach John Harbaugh. You know, went to the AFC Championship game last year, led the Ravens there. Been very afloat like that. You know, when these guys are healthy, been very afloat. Lamar Jackson, when he's healthy, he's been doing a good job. John Harbaugh, of course, his brother is in his conference now too as well. You know, with the Chargers, so we might see I don't know if they play each other this year or not. That'd be a good matchup to see. But Coach Harbaugh has been doing a good job too as well. Been a very consistent coach for a very long time. Very long time. Him, Coach Tomlin. You know, who else? Andy Reid has been they've been here for a while. You know, they've been guys here. You know, Belichick retired. You know, Sean Payton left. He came back now. He's back now, but he's on a different team and stuff now. But some of these guys right here been in their stable for quite some time like that. Just making a name, just going out there and keeping their team very competitive and afloat and pushing for an opportunity to get there again like that, make a chance for a Super Bowl again. So the Ravens are in a good position to try to get themselves there again like that. I have Coach Harbaugh at 3 because he's a nice coach, a good coach like that. Sometimes he can get a little extra, you know, be like a little whining sometimes on the sideline, but the passion, you know, the passion for the game, and go out there and help the Ravens just be competitive. Number 2, I have Kyle Shanahan. He's probably one of the best, if not the best, play callers in the league right now. He does a phenomenal job every time, like with the 49ers. He doesn't know how to, the offense. The defense, of course, is amazing too, but the offense, he does a phenomenal job. He doesn't know how to put them in the right position. You know, no matter who's out there as a running back, and no matter who out there as a receiver, they just find a way to be put in the right position and to go out there and just ball out like that, play their best game and stuff with Kyle Shanahan. I mean, just the Super Bowl is like every time. Like, remember the Falcons? Remember the first time they were with the 49ers, and last year with the 49ers there. I mean, it was past season with the 49ers as well. He can't seem to get over the hump. Like when the pressure was very immense and intense, it seemed like the play calling always gets a little chippy or choppy a little bit. So hopefully one day he gets over that hump and get himself a Super Bowl. He's been there 3 times, you know, as the offensive coordinator 1 time, and then 2 times as the head coach. It's Philip Short. But overall, Kyle Shanahan gonna make sure his team be a team that win a division year after year, a team that's gonna be up there when they're healthy, be up there in the conference championship year after year. So I got him at number 2. We got him up there entering this season. Now moving to number 1. Of course, number 1 is Andy Reid. The Chiefs won back-to-back Super Bowls. Even before Mahomes got here, Andy Reid had his team, the Chiefs, very competitive, very competitive. They got to divisional round playoffs and stuff. Just couldn't find a way to get over the hump with Alex Smith, but it was a very competitive team, a team that was like, okay, you can kind of like buy into. But once he got Patrick Mahomes, added Patrick Mahomes to his roster, it's been a match made in heaven like that. Because I think Patrick Mahomes, if he went somewhere else, if he got drafted by the Bears or drafted by a different team, he'd probably be still good, but he wouldn't be the same Patrick Mahomes we're seeing now, because Andy Reid allowed him to do so much, to be himself, and sculpted the whole playbook around him to be the Mahomes we know and love like that. Amazing individual. So he won 3 Super Bowls together, back-to-back Super Bowl champions, trying to be that'd be the first team in history probably to win 3 straight. I don't know if a team ever won 3 straight. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you do know, I don't think a team ever did that before, but it'd be nice to see. So hopefully, somebody stop him. You know, as you guys know, I'm still a fan. You know, I don't want to see the Chiefs is cool and all. I got no problem with the Chiefs, but you don't want to see a team win the Super Bowl every time. The same team win over and over. So hopefully somebody stop them. Hopefully we can be the ones that get there. We got a lot of digging to do, of course. But at number 1, I got Andy Reid. 2, Kyle Shanahan. 3, John Harbaugh. 4, Sean McVay and Mike Tomlin. 6, Matt LaFleur. 7, Dan Campbell. 8, DeMeco Ryans. 9, Kevin Stefanski. And 10, Mike McDaniel. So this is my list right here. Hope you guys enjoyed this list. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.